So the last video that I uploaded about Charlie Kirk ended up getting banned by YouTube. That's right, I'll talk more about why that happened, but now we got more evidence coming out claiming or supporting the claims of the second shooter. There's this video going around of Charlie Kirk saying some crazy things about Israel, and yeah, it is also being removed. I'll actually show you in just a little bit. Hopefully this video is not gonna be removed. You don't have to like the video, you don't have to subscribe, but definitely share this video. But shout out to Redacted and Ryan. Roll it.
Is some new footage that was obtained. It was released yesterday.
Are we going to see the shot? We should warn.
No, we're not.
So we got a new
this
one.
is, again, this is some new. What are we seeing here? This is like 10 minutes of footage filmed at a location, and I'm going to show, just so you can see the vantage point. This is never before seen footage until yesterday that was just released.
Oh shit.
And the person filming it, I want to show this photo of where this vantage. So this person here with I think a pretty strong, like maybe a Panasonic or Sony camera with even like a boom microphone from that location. So can you tell us what we're seeing here, and then we'll get to the further close-up evidence.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is this was a gentleman filming from quite far away. And what you're going to watch here is you're going to watch the microphone. I want your audience to pay attention to that little black dot on the top left of Charlie's shirt, because it's really important. That's what we believe. It looks like there's
this right here. So it's like one of those like wireless mic, right? Rhodes, DJIs.
Some type of explosion that that happens under his shirt right at the moment of impact. Now,
and we should say you're not going to see blood here. We're gonna stop it right after this thing potentially explodes, basically. So let's roll that footage here. But you're not going to see the horrible aftermath. We just want to warn people about that.
Yeah,
right, so this is the footage here. This is a wide shot. Puts the mic down, and now here's a closer version. So Ryan, what are we seeing here?
Go ahead. You're going to watch. I want you to pay attention right there. He pauses it. You see it pause, and you almost see like a cloud of smoke. There is some type of explosion. There is something happening under that shirt, and I want you to watch to the right.
What the hell?
You see that? How like his neck? It was almost like a big gust of wind or something. Something happened under that shirt, and it blows his shirt right off to the right. And Hugh, you'll see it right here. Watch to the right, and then watch to the left on the mic. So you see the explosion there. It is. See that air pocket? It was almost like some weird air pocket caused his shirt to shoot up like that.
Right.
And at the same time, what you can't actually see in this video is Charlie Kirk has on that silver necklace. And if your audience remembers, we thought we were watching his earpiece get blown out of his ear. And
okay, so basically prior to this video and this camera angle coming out, or camera angle footage coming out, we thought that the shot came from the back, right? It entered his neck, exited, but now the claim is being made that once he got shot, that was his chain pulling backward, which is still kind of insane.
We couldn't make sense of that. Well, according to Candace, that was his necklace. That was his chain necklace that you see him actually getting blown off and blowing over his ear. And now I have a chain necklace on, right? I have this gold cross on. How would it be possible? I thought maybe like the bullet went through his neck and you could see it protruding out the back of his spine. So I thought maybe that the force, even though the bullet didn't get through, it was just such a rapid force in the back of his neck that somehow it snapped the chain. But the chain breaks in the front. So how does the chain break in the front and then go off backwards over my ear?
Dang.
That was the one part I could never figure out. Okay, so we have the chain breaking, we have it blowing off over the back of his head, and at the same time now we have evidence that's showing some device on Charlie's shirt that looks like it gets detonated, and you see this huge puff of air blow up his shirt, while at the same time that was the first video that we seen where you could actually see like it looked like a little cloud of smoke, a little cloud of air. I don't know what that was, but it was coming out right from under his shirt, exactly where that microphone was.
Now, John Bray has been analyzing this, and let's just put up this post by John Bray. So first of this picture here, John Bray, based solely on my analysis of the two angles of the events on September 10th, I've come to the conclusion that this is the object that struck Charlie Kirk in the neck. Now, what is that? Now, it could be...
Man, there's just so many conspiracies flying around right now. That is the crazy part, because the last video that I've done, in that one, basically the claims were made that he got shot from the back, okay, and the exit one wasn't on the front, where people thought that, that's where he got shot from. But now it has been, I guess, claimed that no, the blood thing, or it felt like blood, but it was not blood, it was his necklace, like he explained in the video. So I guess that theory is done. But it's good that people are asking questions. Now we got this one, right? The FBI has claimed that it's still an undergoing investigation. They're still investigating it, so we don't fully have the facts just yet, but people are asking questions, and rightfully so. But there is just way too much coming out, and videos are being banned, censored. Now, I have a lot of videos that are getting demonetized on YouTube, but that's alright, okay? Whatever. Like, what am I gonna do about it, right? That's YouTube being YouTube. But the last video that I've done, straight up ended up getting banned and age-gated by YouTube, dog.
A DJI microphone or a Rode microphone, which is just magnetically clipped here. I'm just going to show you some footage I filmed a few minutes ago of my DJI microphone so you can understand what this looks like. So here's a DJI microphone. These are wireless lapel mics, and this uses a magnet. This is a very strong magnet here. It's even hard to pull off, and it just like clips on the shirt. So you would put that on your front of your shirt, and it just would clip right there to the back, and that microphone would be facing his mouth to pick up his speech and sort of any sort of ambient noise. But it's a really good, I think, omnidirectional microphone, right? I mean, you know more about this, Ryan, than I would, right?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. You're spot on. So in John,
I have that mic too. So yeah, basically what he said.
John Bray's reporting, he's basically went down and did a breakthrough of how you could basically remove a percentage of the battery from that device. Obviously, if you're a foreign intelligence agency and you have the ability to create and make all of these devices, we've seen it with the pagers before. He's claiming that you could have removed a percentage of that battery, and then you could have put a 2-gram PETN charge, and it still would have functioned. It had no indication that it had been tampered with. And then there would be an explosive charge inside of that device, which when detonated, that's what would have either... I know some people are thinking that the magnetic piece went into his throat. I personally don't think so. I think that built into that little device, there was some type of charge that detonated, and that's what we saw catch him right there in the throat. That would be my best guess. But, you know, one of the things that me and Clayton were talking about is, you know, we watched the Turning Point team go and tamper with the evidence. And everybody was so focused on specifically the camera right behind him. But there was a camera right in front of him that was literally 6, 7, 8 feet in front of him at best. I showed it to Clayton in a minute ago in a text message. And where is this footage from Turning Point? I think at this point, we're all left with a lot of questions. We don't know how this would have happened. We don't know if it would have happened.
And yeah, no, his shirt like blowing up like that, as though there was an air pocket, like he mentioned and claimed. No, that's insane. Yeah, what was that? What was that?
We don't know if that device was anything under his shirt. But the missing footage and the fact that Turning Point employees were going there and removing memory cards from this active crime scene leaves us with a lot of questions. And if we know that they have those memory cards, I think at this point, we should be almost demanding that, you know, this is Charlie's organization. Charlie was the biggest advocate for release the Epstein files. Yeah. And then when Megyn Kelly's like, oh, the stuff, and Charlie's like, no, I mean release all of them. Let the public see what these people do, release it all and give it to the public. So we have an opportunity.
Oh, I have to remove that P. Diddy word right there, guys. Like, yeah, man, I just had my last video getting banned by YouTube. I mean, yeah, that word is crazy. But nah, that's the thing, though. You know, and I want to also, like, play this clip in just a little bit. So he started to question them. Now, my last video ended up getting banned by YouTube, right? And I've had, like, so many videos demonetized on YouTube before. But not necessarily banned or age-gated or then I have to remove it. I never really had that, and I was thinking to myself, right? What? Why? Like, what happened? I mean, yes, I did have the mention of Israel in the video. Could that have triggered it? I don't know, man. And this video, Charlie was starting to question Israel, which I'll just play for you in just a second here. And this video is also getting removed on the internet. So far, it's up on YouTube. So this short version, it's a 2-minute clip. It's still on YouTube, but you never know, right? And I want to play that for you in a bit.
Opportunity right here, right now, to say, hey, Turning Point, like, it's Charlie's legacy. This is his investigation. He would want more than anybody for everybody out here, especially the independent journalists, to have access to this footage.
100%, yeah.
Well, those employees have said that the SD cards are in the hands of the FBI. So that maybe went from one questionable source to a even more questionable
the
organization.
FBI has it.
Right. So I don't know what to think about that. And then separately, Candace Owens has confirmed, because she's able to talk to people inside Turning Point and the crews and the sound technicians and things like that, that he was not wearing a bulletproof vest. And he was not wearing an earpiece. So we can at least rule those things out, because that's something.
Yeah, that is very important as to what she said, because there were rumors initially that Charlie was wearing a bulletproof vest, and when the bullet hit him on the chest, because usually I know it's cool in the movies and video games to shoot somebody on the head and get a headshot, but in reality, you go for the chest, right? Because head is small, you can miss it. In reality, like a professional, that is crazy to me, right? That is crazy to me. But a professional would shoot on the chest, just much better. So yeah, the initial claims were like he was wearing a bulletproof vest, got shot on the chest, and then the bullet bounced off of the vest and hit him on the neck. You know, that was the rumors initially, and now it's being reported that something was in it too, like perhaps an explosive inside of the mic that he was carrying. Maybe we're looking too deep into it, or maybe it's good that we're questioning it. I want to know your thoughts for sure.
That we had been.
Well, I was telling Ryan this
like,
morning. Ryan and I were talking this morning. I said, I use these DJI mics all the time. There's under no circumstances would I have an earpiece in. There's no evidence that he was wearing a pack on his back, on his pants, anything. So why would you have an earpiece in? So that thing that flies up makes a lot of sense to if that is in fact his necklace.
Right. But what you're talking about here is Bourne Identity level, tampering with everyday objects and weaponizing them. It's almost too unbelievable.
We'll go to this, but
what else we can't? But everything is unbelievable. So we can even. I mean, it just feels so crazy. But we can't. There's nothing we can rule out.
I mean, it's not that unbelievable because Israel pulled it off against, was it Iran, with the cell phones? We know that the everyday devices can be like on a large
scale. A bunch of people in our chat room are saying, what about the pagers?
The pagers.
Yeah, I mean.
In Lebanon.
Yeah. And those pagers were going off in London, too. They weren't just like set to Lebanon. It was all over the world where those pagers went off.
Yeah, and one more part I want to add to this, because a lot of people are going, this is too big. There's too many moving parts. There's too many people that would have had to have been involved to cover up something like this. So I started doing a little bit of research, and somebody sent me a link for Werner Spitz. So it's Spitz, Werner, Werner. So Werner Yuri Spitz was born on August 22nd of 1926. He died in 2024. He was a German-American forensic pathologist who worked on a number of high-profile cases, including the assassination of President John Kennedy, the Reverend Martin Luther King. He also testified at the trials of Casey Anthony and Phil Spector in 1996 civil case against O.J. Simpson. So you mean to tell me that
my God,
they were able to get that guy to work on every one of those cases, and we know there was a lot of funky stuff going on with JFK, Martin Luther King, Casey Anthony, and this guy magically worked on all of those cases. So I'm asking here now, where is the coroner? Where are the doctors? Where was the surgeon at? Where were the reports when they received him at the hospital? And who were these people? I think at this point,
what's
everyone
Spitz's connection to this case now?
No, he yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have a connection.
No,
to this
I was
case.
saying that. Well, we have the same doctor that worked on all of these other assassinations. It was one doctor that worked on all of these high-profile cases. So I'm saying that if the people are going, oh no, the doctors would have had to know. The doctors would have had to have been involved. And I'm saying, well, we have past cases where the doctors were involved, because that's what Ian Carroll said to me. He goes, dude, the coroners, they're always involved in this. And I go, oh yeah, Obama's chef drowned in a puddle of water, and didn't Obama fly in his personal doctor to do the autopsy on that guy?
Man, the conspiracies are way too crazy. Way too crazy right now. It's insane, man. But also, you know what helps these conspiracies reach mass level is what FBI is doing right now. I mean, technically, yeah, they're saying they're under investigation and all that stuff. But the fact that we're hearing that they were removing SD cards, people memory cards, and not allowing certain footage to be out and withholding some footage, that is what gives credibility to these conspiracies that we have. And these conspiracies are, I mean, this one where, we saw like the t-shirt like flying the way it did.
Right. I'm also very curious about the caliber of the defense attorney that Tyler Robinson will have, because this is a dream case for, a defendant, because the government's evidence is so paper thin, unless we get a patsy who's the defense attorney. So do we know that yet? I haven't actually looked for myself. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, we haven't yet. I thought he was getting appointed somebody, but I could be wrong. And one other point I want to point out, because you guys have been following this for a long time. You guys have been in the media for a really long time. When has there ever been a high-profile killer or an assassin or anything on this level where the media wasn't surrounding that person's property? It feels like any time that there's been a high-profile case like this, the media is literally camped out on the sidewalks out in front of these people's homes, just trying to catch an interview with the parents or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of wanted to ask you guys about that.
No, I think that's very interesting. It's also the same in Butler. I mean, there was a little bit of interaction with the parents from some local media. They were basically squashed, and then you didn't see any information about that ever again. And then when, of course, Matthew Crook's body was mysteriously cremated, or whose body was actually cremated that day, we don't exactly know. But and then wiped clean. There's no more discussions with them at all. So that's a great point. As Robert in our chats says, Robert Chatterley in our Rumble chat says, bullets do not create enough drag to lift a shirt. A pre-charged pneumatic from under the stage would, or perhaps an explosive device. But Ryan, I think we got to leave it there. But
I guess we gotta leave it there, man. That's insane. I want to play you this clip. So from hearing that he must have got shot from the top, from the back top, on his head, and the bullet came from the neck. That made sense. But now what we're finding is that, no, that was his chain. That was his necklace that flew back. And this mic that he was having, or a device like a DJI mic, must have had something in it that made it so his shirt jumped up the way it did. I mean, yeah, my god, bro. Like, I don't know, man. What are your thoughts on it? And this is a 2-minute video of Charlie Kirk that keeps getting removed off of several platforms. That's the title of the video. Let's find out. Roll it.
And the Israeli hard-right government has a mandate. I gotta be careful the way I say this. They're gonna try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. Yep. I mean, I don't use that term lightly, okay?
Dang.
They're talking about basically removing 2.5 million people from there, okay? And honestly, they have a mandate to go seek justice and revenge. They do. This idea that they need to have a truce or a peace treaty, that's morally crap.
Yeah, man, so basically, he started to question Israel, right? He was always supporting them, you know, always defending them, but then he started to ask questions, rightfully so, and and this is just a word around the street, okay? There is no confirmation on this one, so I want to give it to you straight. Basically, what we heard is that Charlie Kirk, before his assassination, he was telling his family that Israel might take him out. Oh shit! So yeah, there's no backing on it, at least as far as I'm aware. Maybe there is, maybe, you know, there are articles on it, maybe there's like evidence, maybe a family member came forward and actually claimed that, but that's the word around the street. Now this one, you're hearing it firsthand from Charlie Kirk. Now, I don't know if Israel was involved in this one or not. They could have been. I mean, I'm not gonna be shocked if they are. Okay, let's put it that way, right? They have been involved in many of the world's conspiracies, like even 9/11. They have been involved with a lot of the stuff, right? So, are they involved with this one too? I don't know, but I'm not gonna be shocked if they are, you know?
You see women and children be burned alive and dragged to the streets. This idea that they need to have a truce or a peace treaty, that's morally crap. After you see women and children be burned alive and dragged to the streets.
Absolutely.
But there are some serious questions here, Patrick. And let me tell you, my pattern recognition over the last 5 years has become pretty sharp. COVID, Maui fires, you know, Epstein. When I see a story and it doesn't click, our guts are usually right. So I've been to Israel many times. The whole country's a fortress. When I first heard this...
Okay, I did not initially see this minute. This is the one I remember. Yeah, I remember seeing this part. The other one I don't remember much.
Story. I still have the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that's an IDF soldier. Right, the whole country is surveilled, and so let me just.
I believe it's obligated, right? So as soon as you're a certain age, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're in Israel and you're at a certain age, you need to join the military. You need to serve a couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, insane world, man. Insane stuff, man. Dang.
Kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel is on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration, right? He said the judicial branch has too much power. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order?
Yeah.
Was there
I mean, these are bigger games, dog. These are bigger chess games. And the same day Charlie Kirk was assassinated around the same time. Was it a day later or a couple of hours later? That part I'm not sure from the top of my head, but around the same time, they blocked the Epstein files from coming out. And then they said that, they're fighting to release them. You know, I covered that story a while back. Yeah, man, what the hell is going on? And of course, like, Israel's involvement in America is also insane. You know, they control the government, the US government as well. They got AIPAC, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, look into that one, right? That's crazy. They really control a lot of shit, man. They really do control a lot of shit. To the point where Trump cannot even speak out against him, man. Trump cannot even speak out against Israel. Motherfuckers drop a bunker buster double penetration on Iran. on Iran because of Israel, right? Simply put, because of Israel. Israel like started bombing Iran, and then Iran like retaliates, then Israel retaliates, then Iran retaliates, and then America was like, okay, you know, because of Israel stepped in and they were like, okay, America, y'all boys gotta drop in the bunker buster, you know, double penetration. And yeah, America flew 18 hours. For 18 hours, they flew that billions of dollars plane for 18 hours straight. The stealth bomber I'm talking about, refueled it mid-flight, no landings allowed, 18 hours, and they dropped the double penetration bunker busters on that, man. That's insane. That goes to show you the real power. That goes to show you, I'm not trying to defend Israel or Iran here, or attack them or not attack them, just simply asking question here. That's serious power, bro. The fact that Israel was able to get America to drop that, shit, man, you gotta ask questions, man. Like, you gotta ask questions. But yeah, did you see this video? This is on a lighter topic, still a big topic, the UFOs and the alien twats. Check out this video on the screen, and I'll see you right there.